Welcome everyone to today's session on Impressum scraping, brought to you by RPA Unicorn. In this video, we will explore how automation can streamline the extraction of legal and contact details from website headers and footers to boost your data efficiency. If you'd like to connect or learn more about our automation solutions, feel free to reach out at connect@rpaunicorn.com. Let's dive right in factorial. Before implementing an automated solution, several key business challenges had to be addressed. First, manually researching data for German SMEs and managing directors was a slow, repetitive, and error-prone process, especially since databases like Apollo. IO frequently lacked coverage for smaller, newly established, or lower-profile companies. On top of that, personalized outreach letters and phone number verifications had to be handled manually for every single lead. The lack of an email validation system further complicated matters by driving up bounce rates. Ultimately, these heavily manual workflows created major data inconsistencies, resulting in non-standardized Excel sheets plagued by missing fields and duplicate records. To solve these challenges, we built a fully automated Power Automate cloud pipeline designed specifically for German SME data enrichment. The workflow begins with Perplexity AI, which retrieves company details, MD information, industry, and employee count all in a single API call. Next, Apollo. IO steps in to enrich these records with verified MD emails and personal phone numbers, while Dbounce serves as a backup to validate generated email addresses whenever Apollo data is unavailable. To streamline outreach, personalized Word documents are automatically converted into outreach-ready PDFs. Finally, all enriched data, execution statuses, and comments are seamlessly stored back into Excel, backed by robust error handling and rerun support to ensure a foolproof process. I'm excited to walk through our flow architecture, specifically focusing on the Impressum scrapping flow. This step-by-step automated system is designed to streamline how we extract, validate, and process company data. As you can see from the diagram, the workflow initiates with a manual trigger that reads our company list directly from an Excel table. From there, it intelligently navigates a series of decision logic gates, leveraging powerful AI tools like Perplexity AI and Apollo AI to find missing phone numbers and emails, validating contact data through Dbounce, and automatically generating or updating our records and documents. Over the next few minutes, we will break down each phase of this architecture to show how this end-to-end automation eliminates manual overhead and ensures data accuracy. Next, we will be diving into our second core flow architecture, which is the documentation flow, step by step. This particular automation from RPA Unicorn focuses heavily on document generation efficiency and data handling. The workflow begins with a manual trigger that prompts the system to read a designated company list from an Excel file. It then enters a conditional logic check to assess the comment column to see if a run is required. If verified, the system loops into action, automatically populating and creating a Word file, converting that document into a PDF, and saving it securely before checking the next entry. Let's take a closer look at how this automated loop optimizes our documentation pipeline and saves hours of manual administrative work. Forward, let's explore the underlying engine of our system, the API integration architecture. To power the automation flows we just discussed, RPA Unicorn connects seamlessly with three vital external platforms. First, we utilize the Perplexity IO API to perform a single call per company, fetching rich structural data like company domains, phone numbers, and addresses for less than a penny per entity. Next, the Apollo IO API steps in with two targeted calls to securely retrieve key stakeholder information, including managing director IDs, verified emails, and LinkedIn URLs. Finally, to ensure high deliverability, the Dbounce API is triggered whenever an email is missing, running strict validation checks, and applying fallback patterns to optimize our reach. Over the next few minutes, we will break down how these three integrations work in harmony to enrich our data pipeline efficiently and cost-effectively. Error handling and security. To ensure resilience, we have built dedicated error scopes that allow the flow to keep processing remaining companies, even if an individual record fails, automatically updating the final status to either 12 or Eller Grund von en Frühagen. Furthermore, data protection is paramount. Our architecture secures API keys as environment variables, restricts system access to authorized users only, and maintains strict GDPR compliance to safeguard all personal data. Let's dive into how these measures maintain our system's integrity. Finally, let's look at the results and benefits of this architecture. By leveraging dedicated error scopes, our system ensures uninterrupted processing even if individual records fail, automatically logging a successful Foiker Lauf status. Beyond efficiency, this setup delivers robust security. keeping API keys safely stored as environment variables, restricting system access to authorized users, and maintaining complete GDPR compliance for personal data. Ultimately, this creates a highly resilient, secure pipeline that drives measurable value. And don't skip this video. I will show you practically that how Impressum scraping done through Power Automate. The flow starts by initializing variables, reading the company list from Excel, and then looping through each company one by one. Now let me show you what happens inside the Perplexity AI scope. Inside Perplexity, we make a single HTTP call by using Perplexity API, which returns all company details: MD first name, last name, salutation, academic title, domain, phone, street, title, city, postcode, full address and industry, all extracted and stored in individual compose actions. So now in Apollo, we have done this workflow where we first use the MD-ID enrichment through HTTP to get the Apollo MD-ID number, and then use the phone and email enrichment through another HTTP step to fetch the contact's email address and phone number automatically. So here we simply check if an email is already available. If not, we generate one, verify it using dbounce, and then store both the email and its validation status. So after updating the Excel row, we check whether the MD name is available. If the MD name exists, we populate the Word template, generate the Word file, convert it into a PDF, and save it. If the MD name is missing, we simply skip the file generation and return an error. So finally, we have done this validation step. If the required data is found, the column status in Excel row is updated successfully. If the data is missing or any error occurred, an alternative update action is triggered. After that, we add a short delay before moving to the next record, ensuring stable and error-free processing. Let's walk through our documentation flow built in Power Automate. This flow is triggered manually by the user. As soon as it starts, it reads all the enriched company data that was already collected and stored in our Excel file on OneDrive. Once the data is ready, the flow enters a scope called Word PDF generation. This is where all the magic happens. Inside this scope, we loop through every company row one by one using an apply to each loop. For each company, the flow first populates our Word template, automatically filling in the company name, managing director details, address, and salutation using the data from Excel. Next, it saves that populated Word document as a file directly to OneDrive. Then it converts that Word file into a PDF completely automatically, no manual steps needed. Finally, it saves the PDF to our OneDrive output folder, giving us one personalized, ready-to-send PDF letter per company. This is our webhook phone flow. Once Apollo finishes entering the MD's personal phone number, it automatically triggers this flow via webhook. The flow extracts the phone number and phone status directly from Apollo's response, waits briefly, and then updates the Excel row with both values completely hands-free. To wrap things up, thank you all for your time and attention today. This entire automation solution was proudly developed by RPA Unicorn, utilizing a powerful combination of Power Automate, Perplexity, Apollo.io, and dbounce to build a smarter, more efficient workflow. Once again, thank you so much from the RPA Unicorn family.